Okay, our Sergeant Hans is there. Okay,
Yes,
Venkat sir,
sir.
we will start now.
Okay, boss. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
Thank you.
or as usual, our Sergeant Hans will open the meeting and we'll proceed further.
Shall start?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Before we begin with the meeting, I request everyone to please switch on their cameras. Thank you, sir. I repeat, I request everyone to please switch on their cameras so that the meeting becomes more lively. Yes. Good evening, dear Toastmasters. I, Nidhi Kulkarni, will be playing the role of Sergeant at Arms. I welcome you all, especially the DTM, especially DTM Venkatesh. Sorry, I'm extremely sorry, sir. A very good evening to all the Toastmasters. I, Ms. Nidhi Kulkarni, will be playing the role of Sergeant at Arms. I welcome you all, especially DTM Venkat, the past director of Division L, who will be conducting the workshop on International Speech Contest at KLS IMEA Toastmasters Club, Belagavi. Before we begin, I would like to state the ground rules. First, please put your cell phones on silent mode. Speakers are requested to refrain from cross-talking. One must also refrain himself or herself from making any reference with regards to politics, sex, and religion. The mission of Toastmasters Club. It states, Toastmasters provide a supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, which result in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to welcome our dynamic president, none other than Toastmaster Nagraj Patil, a seasoned Toastmaster with Triple Crown Award winner, and entrepreneur by profession, a social worker by passion, whose hobbies include reading books, swimming, and helping the needy people. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Nagraj. Over to you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nidhi, our energetic young emerging leader. Thank you so much for that humble introduction about myself. First of all, I would like to welcome all the Toastmasters and if there are any guests and our today's workshop presenter, DTM Venkat Devarajan. I am really privileged to have you here, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and to be there to guide us for our international speech contest. I am really privileged to inform all of you that I have that opportunity to work along with DTM Venkat when I was there in Saudi Arabia, and trust me, he is the best mentor who have trained and mentored many of Toastmasters in Jubail, those who have reached till the district contests. So today, wasting not more time, let me welcome DTM Venkat to present the workshop. DTM Venkat sir, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your ever affectionate love and kindness. Whatever I have achieved is because of our team present here with wonderful, diligent leaders like you. Thank you for the honor. Thank you. And I'm really very happy and thrilled to be with our KLS IMEA Club members and leaders and champions. It is my privilege and thanks for sharing this wonderful time with us and helping me learn a little bit more at the end of this session. And I'm really touched by your hospitality and your warm welcome. Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi, for that warm welcome as well. And just to relieve my nervousness, so let me get introduced to our dear members, like how many of you have ever been a participant in the international speech contest or any contest for that matter? Okay, 2, 1, 2. Okay. I like the idea of Toastmaster Nidhi. Actually, she said that let us keep our videos on so that it will be more lively. I like that idea very much because we get to see each other and we can understand. And I think nothing speaks better than our facial gestures and body. So this is what we have learned as Toastmaster. And I'm very honored to have a very senior Toastmaster with us, Dr. Fadnis sir. Thanks for being a part of this meeting and motivating us. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And so I found 2 participants of our audience. They were participating in the international speech contest. Okay. So why I have asked this question actually is that I want to understand like my audience first, because in any event, whether it is a contest or any regular meeting, the success of any session is entirely dependent upon the audience. Okay, that's what always Toastmasters say, know your audience first. So I have prepared this small presentation just to suit with all ranges of Toastmasters based on their educational qualifications or their period of tenure in Toastmasters. So I hope this presentation will be of helpful to you, and we will be I will be presenting, we will be sharing and we'll be discussing a lot to understand each other better. I'm sure if at the end of this session, even if there is 1% of knowledge transfer or sharing between us, I feel it is very successful. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. At any point of time, if you feel that I am not connecting with you, either in my thoughts or in through my network, please alert me so that I will try to match your connection. Okay. Thank you. So we will start. I will present this slideshow. Okay, are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. So the title or the theme of this presentation or this session is called as Making of a Champion. Basically, every one of us who have joined Toastmasters, we have a certain goal in our mind, especially it could be professional or personal. But contest, what happens in the contest? Why are we participating in a contest basically? It is not just the numbers like 1, 2, 3 position or the podium finish. Not only that matters. What I personally observed is that when you participate in a contest, you challenge yourself and you reach to your next version or next level of accomplishment. That's what I have felt always. So the nearest competitor is not the person next to you, sitting next to you or sharing the screen next to you. It is yourself. You are competing with your previous version, the previous year, how you have done, and this year, how much you have improved yourself. So you are seeing on the screen the last 3 winners basically at the Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking. Are you able to see my screen still?
No, sir.
So it has got.
Not able to see it clearly. I want
It's
to
got.
centralize the display.
Okay. Are you able to
Now
see
it
me?
is seen. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Once
Thank you.
again, gone off.
Still not, sir. Still not.
So the screen is
Yes,
clear.
yes.
Yeah, now
Now it's visible.
Yes, sir. Now it's
Right.
visible.
Excellent.
Now it is
excellent.
right.
So,
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for that instant feedback, sir. Because Toastmasters is all about instant feedback. So such valuable feedbacks will make us a different person. Thank you very much. So making of a champion, this screen, what we are seeing here, Toastmaster Verity Prize, she is our current champion, 2021 World Champion. And Nithayar Levy is the second place runner-up. And we have every year conducting this international speech contest, which goes all the way up to World Championship for Public Speaking. Now, this year, I believe, Toastmaster Nagaraj, you can correct me, this will be an online contest for this year for our club, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, as we all know that, in the World War in the past, Hitler lost to Russia, not only because of the Russian army, that's because of the terrain itself. because his biggest enemy was the terrain of Russia, the season and the weather. So this year, our terrain is totally different. It is not the regular terrain of podium or a stage. It's going to be online. And I will share the videos of this world champion and the runner-up videos to have a look at how well they have used that terrain to their advantage, how they have connected very well with the audience using this blessing in disguise of online contesting. So we will go through that as well. Now, what are we going to learn or share during this session? First, we will understand the pass, how you will participate in the contest. Then some related items related to mind over matter and metrics of the matrix. We will analyze the games of how much the marks for the judging and other things we will go through there. And then something related to mentoring. And then how we are going to adjust ourselves or adapt ourselves to compete online. And the last, if you have any questions, you may ask me, or I will ask you to understand how much I was able to connect with you. Now, this is the rule book for this year contest. This will be followed for this year contest cycle. And you can very well understand this is Toastmaster Mike Kerr. He was the world champion of public speaking for 2020. And he was the winner on the online contest. Now, coming to the first things first, membership. First and foremost, the requirement or the eligibility is that every competing person or the contestant should be a paid member of the club. So, paid member of the club, and also the club also should be in good standing. What is meant by good standing is that the club should have also been paid enough membership to remain as a good standing club. So these two are the important eligible criteria, because all your hard work will retain its value only if these eligible criteria are fulfilled. And the second important eligibility is with respect to the international speech contest is that the participant should have completed at least 6 speech projects in the Competent Communication Manual, which was existing before the pathways, or any 2 levels of any one path in the Toastmasters pathways. For example, if you are doing the presentation mastery pathways, you should have completed level 1 and level 2. So in that path, you should have completed both the levels, level 1 and level 2. If you are doing innovative planning, then you have to do the same. Level 1 and level 2 should have been completed. So this is all regarding the pass to enter the contest. So without this, we don't have the ticket to enter to the international speech contest. Now, do we have any doubts here? Are we clear?
Sir, the doubt here is for the club contest. We have most of the new members here, and like they have begun the pathway right now. So
Okay.
suppose they have completed level 1 by the time we conduct the club contest. The eligibility is for the club level contest or when they go to area level?
No, for the club level contest itself, they should have completed level 1 and level 2. Both the levels should have be completed before they enter into this international speech contest cycle at any level. This is very important. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Because there is a waiver if the club is new, but in our case that is not the valid reason. So the club is already was running and existing club, so they have to complete these 2 levels. I believe still I think if the contest date is after 2 weeks, they can still go ahead and give their better effort. So they can even present their speeches in other clubs also, because it is online happening. They can complete the projects at the earliest.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that update, Ma. Thank you. So some of the misconceptions regarding the international speech contest is that they always think that it has to be a very motivational speech, very inspiring speech, very serious speech, but it is all myth. So that those things are not true actually, because recently we have seen many international speech world champions, whoever were winning actually, they were delivering some humorous speeches. Even those speeches were very lively, very light-hearted speeches. So it's not about the content has to be very serious, or somebody should have an history of cancer, or should have an history of something very drastic things happening in their life. It's not necessary to deliver a message of that level in the speech contest. You should have a great message which should be connecting with your audience, and at the end of the day, everyone should get a beautiful message to take back home. That's all is required. So if you find a good subject, you can work on it. It's not necessary that should be a very sad subject, or it should have a lot of failures. These are all not requirements for the speech. And second thing is about the props or the visuals. You can bring in any props or visuals which are connecting to your speech, which will add more value to your speech. That is what required. So somebody, if they are saying that if you are using too many props, it will be considered as a negative option. So it's not like that. You can bring in props if it adds value to your speech. And coming to the next point is, today, every day we open our phones, mobile phones, we get a lot of forwards, lot of messages, lot of anecdotes, so many inspiring messages. We are actually compelled to use those materials a part of our speech. Voluntarily or involuntarily it happens. But it is very important that whenever you are using a material available from the public domain by name, I mean the social media, the internet, everywhere, you have to give reference. You have to say that from the message what I received yesterday from one of my friends, you have to give that reference from where you derived that message. This is very important. You cannot use it as your own. This is prohibited as per the originality. And international speech, especially when it comes to originality aspect, at least 75% should be your own material or your own message. 25% you can credit to some quotes given by Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi. You can bring in those quotes to add more value and credibility to your speech, but it should be limited up to 25%. And last but not the least, if you are participating in a contest, if there are 5 contestants are in the event, and contestant before you, he or she delivered a message, and you liked it very much, and it is very, very apt suiting to your own theme. But you have to refrain yourself from referring to that contestant's speech. You cannot take a reference from there or a joke from there. You should not do that. This is absolutely banned now. So you should not reference another contestant or a speech which was presented in the same stage. In that event, if some contestant is presented a speech, you should not refer to that speech at all. This is totally, it may even make you ineligible for further participation. To avoid, we have to take care of this one. Consciously or unconsciously, we should not take reference from the contestant's speech other than yours. We used to do this in the past to get a little bit of more mileage, but nowadays it is prohibited. Now, till this place, are we clear, or we have any doubts up to this? Some of the matters which I discussed with you.
Clear, sir.
Clear, okay, great. So we'll move to the next one. This is our judges guide and ballot for the international speech contest. Why I am presenting with you this one? Before we participate in any sport or any game or any event or even any exam, it is very important to understand what are the expectations of that sport or the event, how we will be judged, how we will be given scores. This is very important for you to win or even to make your mark. That is the reason why we are giving you this presentation of the speech contest judge ballot. What a judge is aiming or look in your speech, what he is expecting from your speech. So let us go through break down this judges ballot to mainly 3 areas. One is about the content. The judges, they are looking for the content of your speech. What do we mean by content part? Content consists of 3 things. Speech development, how you are developing your speech. Is your speech having a proper opening body and a conclusion? Are we bringing enough support material as your personal story or any anecdotes and quotes? How are you developing the whole speech and giving that message? You cannot directly give a message. So it has to be developed to have an emotional contact with the audience then you deliver your message. That's how it is done. Now, effectiveness. Now, people will get more connected with you if they see there is a common interest matching between you. Then only they will be aligned with you. They will be encouraged to listen to you. So that is the effectiveness part, how they are receiving your message or your speech. And third is the speech value. Are the ideas very refreshing? Or they are new? Or how is the original thought? It is your own material, which is something mind-blowing, which has been presented through your message, something innovative. So these things are also having merit on the judges' ballot for the content part. Now, second is about the delivery. Now, when it comes to delivery, physical, for example, how you appear, your body language, your podium usage, vocal variety part, and how much you are giving assurance and credibility to the audience through your message, all these things matters. So the delivery part matters. And last but not the least, language, appropriateness to the speech purpose and audience. This is a very wide area. Appropriateness, for example, what is appropriate for this audience may be inappropriate for a different location, geographical location, or different set of audience. So appropriateness comes from where you are speaking and what topic you are speaking and who is sitting in the audience. All these things matters more to the appropriateness. That carries 10 marks. And correctness of language, grammar basically. Your grammar usage, your sentence formation, all these things carries 10 marks. So international speech has these three options: content, delivery, and language. These are the three aspects what the judges are basically looking for. So content comes under development, effectiveness and value. Delivery comes under physical, voice and manner in which you are delivering your speech. And last but not the least, your language comes under appropriateness and correctness, grammar and word selection, how well you are bringing the metaphors, the similes, how well you are going to, you are presenting the message in a very simple manner without jargons and all these things. Now, any doubts you have on the ballot? Are we okay up to this level?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Very good.
Okay, we are good. So we'll go to the intricacies of preparing the international speech. And I need your full attention, and it has to be a little bit of more interactive. So first and foremost, when we start to pen a speech for the international speech category, the first thing which comes to our mind should be, what is the message I'm going to share to this world? What is that one single message which is bothering me, that I am keeping it with myself, which I should be sharing with the world to make this world a beautiful place or a better place? This should be the message. This is the core message or the theme. And this message should not be more than one sentence. If I ask you what is the message of your speech, you should be able to clearly say in a line, in a sentence. That is the point. So what should be your message to the world? This should first be decided. And for deciding this one, you have to think of 4 important things. Are you clear about your message in your mind? Because if we don't have clarity, how can we bring in clarity in our audience? That is not possible. So first and foremost, your message should be very clear, for you at least, to start with. Second is that, okay, I have the message. Now, do you have a connecting personal story which can bring more credibility and worthiness to my message? If that story is very important. Is it connecting with me? And number 3, the audience. The message may be something beautiful message, but if I hit it on a wrong audience, the message will not only be delivered to the audience in a proper way, it may also seem sometimes inappropriate as well. So, audience to whom I am going to deliver, what is their knowledge level, what is their understanding of this topic. So this is very important, because for example, if I cannot deliver a speech on nuclear fission and nuclear fusion to any 4th standard children or audience, it's not possible for them to understand up to that depth. Also, for example, I cannot present something which is inappropriate for that particular geographical location. So those things you have to consider. My message will it be having a clarity? Do I have a good personal story to connect to my message? Third, to whom I am delivering this message to? Will this message be relevant to the audience seated there? And mutual interest. Mutual interest part is very important, because what you may think of very important to the world, it may not be considered the same way by another person in the audience or by the other part of the world. So mutual interest should be there to listen to the message, because 5 to 7 minutes of your time you are going to present in front of the audience, and they are giving their wholehearted 5 to 7 minutes of their life listening to your message alone. So that's very important. There should be a mutual interest between the audience and the participant or the contestant. And this holds good for not only for the contest level speeches, for any speech, even whatever we deliver in our meetings as well. The flow of your speech. Now, the flow of your speech should be very simple, and it should be structured around the main theme, like opening, body, and conclusion. And there should be a proper sequence. There should not be too many flashbacks and too many sequence breaks. Then the audience will get confused. They will not be able to follow your speech throughout. This is very important. And the last but not the least, smile. Smile in the sense is that basically when they will listen to your whole story, they should be smiling throughout your story. They should not be looking confused. Where is this guy? Where he went suddenly? There should not be a confusion in your message. People should maintain a smile throughout your speech. That's very important. And the third point is always pen your speech with a pencil. Basically, what we are looking for is you write your first draft of your speech, but always beware that there is going to be infinite number of times you are going to rewrite this draft to polish the draft so that every word and sentence should fight for its existence on the paper. So your draft, your words and sentences should fight with each other to find their presence, why that part is required in your speech, why they should be existing on that piece of paper. Because it is not about your speech alone, it's about to the value of people whom you are delivering your speech. It is going to create an impact, a life-changing impact on the lives of so many people seated in the audience. So make sure that whatever you write, you craft it so nicely. You polish it very nicely that it becomes a masterpiece of yourself. So write, rewrite, and be ready to rewrite n number of times, infinite number of times, to make it a masterpiece of yourself. This is very important. And what we should rewrite it for, message, in terms of clarity, whether it is concise, whether the flow is impacted or not, or is it having the proper words which brings a lot of actions and emotions from in the audience. So for all these things, you will rewrite your speech. It should strengthen the message. It should be very concise, without any jargons, beautiful usage of words. And do I have such words which are communicating very properly to my audience what I mean really in my mind? Because at the end of the day, communication is not about what I say, rather it is the other way around, what my audience have received. And as always, whenever you begin a speech, always start strong. So people will be ready to listen to your speech throughout. They should feel that yes, this guy has something very important to share with us. So let us hear to him or her. And in the end, finish firm. Do not make a loose ending like you are just communicating to them and it is for them to take action. If you believe in that message, your conviction should be projected throughout your speech and especially in the end. So finish your speech with a lot of conviction. You believed in that message and you believe that that message is worthy enough to share to your audience of more than 100,000. As the contest improves, you may be standing on the world champion of public speaking stage and you may be delivering to millions. Does that message you are delivering there, are you convinced yourself? And your conviction should reflect the way how you conduct your speech, especially in the end. You should be giving a beautiful message in the end to the audience so that they are also convinced to make that beautiful change in their life. So you finish always firm. And the sixth point is the wow moments. Make sure you have at least 2 to 3 beautiful moments of emotion and highlighted events.
Lost the audio. Has the link snapped?
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, I will connect that. 1 second. Just a second. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. I have to take some water. Okay. Are you able to see my screen still?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So the wow moments, basically, your speech should have at least 2-3 moments where the audience are able to directly connect with you. A beautiful message. For example, if you have a personal story, maybe it may be having something to share between your life partner, that moment of beautiful emotion which happened in your life. For example, something like what in one of my speeches I was sharing about the birth of my son, actually. So that was a beautiful moment where I felt that the audience connected intimately with me. So such wow moments which will bring an emotion or arouse an emotion among the audience. That is, we should think of those moments. Or maybe you brought in some beautiful humor to convey your message. So look for such moments in your speech. And this is a very important point. Never make yourself the hero of your speech. This is one of the personal ways which I always give it to my dear mentees, actually. Because at times we portray ourselves as hero or the central figure of the story. But it is not always the case. There should be a message, and you are not the hero of the speech. This most of the speeches you have seen, the world champion level, they would have always brought in someone other than themselves as the hero, and what they have learned from the role model or the hero, how they have changed their life. So those messages are very successful at the international platform. So make sure that try yourself that you are not the hero of your speech, rather you are a benefactor of that speech or the beneficiary of the speech. So you should be in a transforming stage to present the speech. And last but not the least, never underestimate the power of humor. Humor, it's not necessary that we should always make our audience cry to get that message. They can always laugh and smile along with you and still get that message very well. So the power of humor is enormous. So let us try to gain more from humor. Let's make people laugh and learn rather than cry and learn. And this is about the preparation of the speech part while you're drafting it. Do you have any doubts here, the drafting part?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir, please.
There is always a tendency for over-dramatization or playing to the gallery while delivering a speech. I think it should appear more natural.
Yeah, I cannot agree with you more than that, sir, because you absolutely said every word perfect. See, it's end of the day, it's all about your credibility to the audience, basically. You cannot be a different person on stage than the person whom I meet you while you are off stage.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm talking to Dr. Fadnis when I'm in the club meeting, when I'm talking to you at a certain level, And if I go on to the stage, I cannot become overall a different person. Okay.
Yeah. Why I
If
ask
this
this
is-
question is because sometimes it appears a person is entering into a one-act play on the stage.
Yeah.
That
But
tendency
audience-
should be avoided.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's a beautiful point what you touched. Exactly. But there is one point is that there are certain marks allotted for delivery and vocal variety. Okay. So delivery and vocal variety should be supporting a message. It should not transform yourself to another person. This is very important. People want to listen to you. What Dr. Fadnis is going to tell us today. That message. If this delivery and vocal variety is helping you to get across this message to your audience, your purpose is solved. I know how Toastmaster Nagaraj having a conversation with me, but when I is on stage, I should not see some other person on stage. Then I will not be having a very good connection with him, and I will not be compelled to listen to him. So you be yourself on stage. That's very important. So no to people, or no to participant, or no to human being is entirely the same. We are unique in ourselves. So we are very unique person having unique thoughts. Make sure that you have the delivery and vocal variety on stage as much as it is required. If you do anything over action or over usage, then the value gets eroded actually. So that's a beautiful point what you touched, Toastmaster Dr. Fadnis. Thank you for bringing that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So now here I am going to touch about the delivery part. So we crafted the speech. We have a beautiful speech ready with us. Now, how are we going to deliver it? Let us see how it can be done. Stage your speech. Now, stage your speech comes when very important point is that how are you going to present your speech? For example, even though you are on an online platform, you position yourself in such a way that you are not always standing in one place and delivering the speech. For example, if your speech is about three phases or three phases of your life, position yourself in such a way that you are in one part of this screen, or you're going to the middle and then to the other point. So this way people can see that your transformation is happening in real time. So stage your speech. For example, if you are showing someone like you want to present it in a beautiful way, so this staging will help you. For example, if you want to talk about before 5 years, what happened. So you can move away from your screen to show that you are far away. You are not in the current time transition. So these things you can try. I have this World Championship speeches. I will share this links with you. You can go through them to understand how they have used this stage to their best advantage. Now, second is about give emotion to your words. For example, what Dr. Fadnis sir has said, your words have power, for sure. Every word has an inherent emotion. It's already encapsulated within that word. Give that beautiful meaning and emotion to that word. For example, if I'm speaking about a very enlightening moment, that enlightenment should be visible on my face. When I'm speaking, when I'm happy. I was very happy when I saw my son. So that happiness should project on your face. It is not like a mime or something like that where you are bringing emotion on every word. But the key words, they have to be projected in its right sense and emotion. That's very important. Be natural, exactly what we were talking about. Be natural, be yourself on stage. This is very important, and as you move further from club to the area and other levels, you will see this will be very helpful for you. If you are natural, you don't have to remember how you did in the past. Because if I am speaking the same way today like yesterday, in the way how I am connecting with the audience, that carries a lot of weightage and potential for me. So if you are natural, you don't have to remember how you acted yesterday. So be natural, that's very important. And if you are seeing some very professional speaker, don't try to emulate him or her as a part of your speech. You can always get inspiration from them, but no need for you to be in their shoes or act like them. We want to see you. That is very important. And no one can say that. Practice makes not only a man, everyone perfect. Practice, practice, and practice. And I remember, my spouse is also a Toastmaster. She practices 50 times at least for a regular meeting speech. So imagine how will be her practice for a contest level speech. So I learned from her, practice makes not only a man perfect, even a woman perfect. So practice, this is very important. Deliver the draft and draft as delivered. You have written a beautiful speech on a piece of paper. Now you go and deliver and practice. Now you will find that certain sentences are not happening or it is not coming as you have intended. Modify, amend the sentence as you would like to deliver it naturally. You don't have to by heart the whole draft and present it like a parrot. It's not required. You don't have to mention each and every word, is and was, no need. At the end of the day, the message is very important. And if the draft cannot be delivered as it is, no problem. You can modify and amend the draft as it can be delivered very well. At the end of the day, the delivery part has to come natural. So what is written in the draft, nobody knows it. Maybe your mentor or some of your club members, they may remember your draft. But the people seated in the audience, your judge, they are going to evaluate you based on what you have delivered and not as it is written, as it was written in the draft. And now, every year, thousands of contestants and Toastmasters, they participate in various contests, especially even this international speech contest, which is prestigious. Some people emerge as champions, some people as fellow participants. What makes this change or the difference? Why some people win? Why some people, they have to wait till the next turn? The obvious reasons are, in my humble view, the champions, they start yearly. I remember some of the world champions with whom I have worked with, they are actually communicating with us. They start very early. They work on that one speech for one full year, 365 days. And if they are not ready, they will not deliver that speech. They will participate in the next contest, next cycle contest of next year. So that is the value of that speech. You have to start early. You should have enough time to work on so many things on your draft, for the delivery and everything. So start early. If you are planning to have an impact, start early. This is the first advice. Second, find a mentor. You may be a DTM, you may have more than one DTM level of accomplishment, or you may be a new Toastmaster who is ambitious to improve his or her skills. First, find a good mentor. The mentor need not be a person who was a past world champion or even a multiple level accomplishment speaker, not needed. The mentor is one who can bridge the gap which is visible in you. And he can make you a better person, or at least he can connect you to a person who can further add to your skills. So find a mentor. And always believe that content is the king. You cannot do only drama or by only delivery itself, you cannot emerge as a winner. You have to believe that. What is there in the content, it makes a lot of sense. Believe in your content and then you can do that. You cannot compensate the shortage in your content only by a delivery or by drama. That doesn't happen always. Make it global. So when you are participating, preparing your speech, make sure that it is fit for the global audience. The message should be beyond your village or beyond your city or beyond your life. The message should be global. That should be well received by the global audience. That will make sure that you move up the level. For example, some people may play at the club level, but when they go to the next level, area, division, they do not always emerge as a winner. The reason is that it's not that they are not a good speaker or they don't have a great message. It's all valid, but that message was not connecting very well with that audience at that level. So make it your global message. And measure to move forward. You have delivered in the club level, you emerged as a winner. But before going to the area contest, make sure you get proper evaluation and feedback from everyone whom you respect and adore. from your mentor, from the senior evaluators, from the senior Toastmasters in your club. Go and seek their feedback. Maybe they may have something which can make your speech to the next level. So always be open to ideas. Get the feedback, get the evaluation lines from your senior Toastmasters, from the veteran Toastmasters, seasoned Toastmasters. They may add some beautiful value to your speech. And get all the feedback. But what suits you? Based on that, you decide on your next level of speech. Don't consider all the feedback. Always take your feedback, but you should be the person to decide whether this feedback will work with me or not. Okay? So take your feedbacks, evaluate them very good, but decide on your own what is good for me, what I can do, what is my strength, and how this feedback can help me. You have to decide on your own. Goal is not to always win the trophy. Our goal is to win the audience. Winning the audience, I mean, if after 1 or 2 years, even if you are not a winner, if one of the person in the audience, he or she will come to you and say, Toastmaster Nagaraj, I listened to your speech before 2 years. No, it was very beautiful speech. I took that advice and today my life is a little better than it was. That I believe is a life-changing speech. So that should be our goal, to win the audience, because every year during this contest cycle, so many participants come and deliver the speeches. They have beautiful messages. And if those messages can transform at least 1% of the audience, then I think Toastmaster is really where leaders are made. And the next is about the specifics about how we are going to meet online. First and foremost, have a good network strength connection. This is very important. While you're delivering the speech, your network should not be your barrier to reach your audience. Make sure you have a good network strength and test your tools. If you need an additional timer next to you, keep it ready with you. Don't rely only on the online timer. Okay, sometimes it may disappear and you may be having a tough time while you are online. Have a small timer next to you while you're delivering your speech, and find a place in your home or office where you will not be disturbed by any noise or movements. Stay away from the main door or where you will get some noise, because peacefully you can deliver your speech. And if you are delivering your speech using your mobile phone, make sure your mobile phone is in flight mode and you are using the Wi-Fi to give your speech, because any notifications, alarms and alerts, all these things can be distracting you during that speech. And believe me, if you are getting even the very tiny distraction during your speech, it will bother you a lot. So disable all the calendar, alarms and notifications if you are delivering your speech through using your mobile phones. And the laptop position and reception. Make sure before your contest period has started, check with the Sergeant at Arms or the Zoom host whether your laptop position is proper, your eye contact level is proper, your eyes are at the same level as your camera, and how well it is being received. So if you have some PowerPoints or something to share, is it presented very nicely to the audience? All these things you have to work on it, because you have an additional challenge along with your contest that you are going to participate online. So these are some of the things which I practically found it will be useful for us. Pin the timer, very important, because after 7 minutes and 30 seconds, even though you are delivering the most beautiful and the most useful message on online, you will not be going to the next level. So make sure you pin the timer and follow the timer very closely. Do not panic. If you are in the red, do not get panic. You have still 30 seconds to deliver your message. So graciously conclude your message and end the speech. Always have a demo meeting with your family and friends. Those are our close ones and near very dear ones. They will always have time for us. So take your time and have a demo meeting online. So if your family or friend is staying away from you, connect online and present your speech and ask him or her how it is being delivered. Are you able to listen to my speech without a break? Or how is my movement on stage? Am I going off camera sometimes? All this feedback they can give you. And especially when you are in online, give a clear indication that you ended the speech. Why? If you are silently ending your speech and stopping in the end, maybe the contest chair will not conclude the speech. Then your timer is still going on. So give always a clear ending to your speech. Over to your contest chair. So you give a very clear indication that my part is over. This is very important. And with this, I have the best wishes to everyone in the club that the next world champion of public speaking is from our KLS Aimer Club 2022. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, DTM Venkat sir. Thank you so much for that wonderful educational session.
Now I will go wait for any question and answer session. If you would like to.
I have two questions. TM Venkat, can I come in?
Yeah, please, sir.
President, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, I've got two questions. One point you mentioned is staging the speech. I just wanted some clarification on that. And second question, which always bothers me, what is so sacrosanct about 7 to 10 minutes? I always feel you require a bit of a preamble to enter onto your topic and then an epilogue. So 1 minute extra on either side will make it easier for any speaker. Otherwise, what happens because of the 5 to 7 minutes, the moment you come on the stage, you start blurting away. You have got to get some time to get used to the ambience over there, to the stage and the audience and everything.
Toastmaster Dr. Fadni sir, have you completed your questions?
Yeah, I have completed. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I have completed my question.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for making this session very lively with a beautiful and charming smile. We're adding a lot of value to our session. Now, number one about staging your speech. Sorry. I have a video which will make our idea more clear. I will share that with you and all the participants here. And the video is about how you can stage your speech. If I can share this with you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, allow me to stop the presentation. Yeah. Now, for example, if I am talking about my life before 20 years, okay? Before 20 years, when I joined a company, okay? So I am starting my speech something like this. Now, I can stay here or I can do one thing. I can just move back a little bit, okay? And just move back a little bit, okay? And I can say, like, I can move forward and back, okay? I can say that, no, before 20 years. So this is one way of staging to show that there is a time difference in my position. So I am not delivering the speech in my current age. I am referring to something from the past. Okay? So this is one way of time transition, what we say. Second thing, for example, I had a problem and then there was a moment of truth in my life which happened now. And then as a result of this transformation, I became a new person. So I moved here. So there are 3 distinct places. For example, we have a limitation when it comes to online platform. We can move from one part of the stage on the platform, on the online platform, to middle, and then these 3 places. Because too much of activities will also distract the audience as well. So we have a limitation when it comes to online platform as well. So some people use their proximity to the camera to make that change. For example, if I'm going to deliver an important message, I can say, I will tell you a secret. So I move closer to the camera and say that, you know, I am trying to tell you a secret. Are you with me? So I'm trying to tell you a secret. So how I will tell the secret that it is a secret? So I'm going close to the camera. So these are some of the tricks what normally on online platform they do there. So I will share with you that video of the first runner-up. So he has used those tools very effectively. Okay, so it will be helpful for us in preparation as well. No, not necessarily we have to bring all the drama, but we can try as much as possible to adapt our speech to that. And second point regarding the timing part, like there is a saying that, if you want to deliver an impromptu speech of 1 to 2 minutes, you need to prepare for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And if Toastmaster Nagaraj would have requested me to deliver an international speech, I would have said no, because it needs more preparation for me to deliver an international speech than delivering a 1 hour workshop on international speech preparation. This is easy for me. So for delivering a 1 hour workshop is much easier than delivering an international speech of 5 to 7 minutes. You are absolutely right. The challenge is that I was listening to a speaker, world champion speaker. He had only 500 words on his paper. This is the point here. Why we get the problem of time? You have to limit the number of words in your draft. The draft should not have more than 500 to 600 words on the sheet. And you have to be very ruthless in removing and cutting all the unnecessary words or redundant words and sentences from your draft. If your draft has more than 500 words or 600 words, then you will have the challenge of time. So make sure you have a draft which doesn't have more than 500 to 600 words. This is the trick here. If you have 500, 600 words, what will happen to your speech? I will tell you. You will have plenty of time, all the time in the world, to add beautiful pauses to your message, beautiful body language to your message. You can bring in a lot of spaces where you can allow the audience to laugh with you, to emote with you. This is what happens. So when I prepare a speech, I always say 600 words is my limit. 6 minutes for me and remaining 90 seconds for my audience. So those 90 seconds are for my audience. They should have pause. They should be able to laugh with me. They should be able to emote with me. Because what happens actually as a human being, when I am speaking, you are not thinking. At the end of my sentence, your brain is trying to collect and gather some idea to make it something more meaningful. So the audience is actually understanding your idea or message only after the end of your sentence. You cannot rush through your speech and hope that audience will be understanding at the same level. No way. No way. You have to give enough spaces for your audience to understand. So you have to implant those tiny pauses, very important pauses. Because the pause is the most beautiful thing where the chemistry happens between the speaker and the audience. Without pauses, none of our speeches will be as beautiful as ever. Okay? So to implant those pauses, to implant those beautiful moments that connects you and your audience, you need to give this 90 seconds for audience. Your speech should not be more than 5 minutes to 6 minutes. The remaining 90 seconds is for your audience. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If I'm given time of 7 minutes, I should prepare for 5 minutes only.
5 to 6 minutes.
Oh. So you can't divide it into prologue, dialogue, and epilogue.
Whatever you can do it, sir. It's within 6 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
6 minutes. 6 minutes is our time. 1.5 minutes is for my audience.
No, but what I wanted to know is when it was devised, why somebody thought of 5 to 7 minutes?
I will
Is it
tell you,
related to the capacity of the audience to maintain their attentiveness or receptiveness?
True. Basically, they say that if I'm going to speak, for example, to my spouse for 5 minutes, I'm very sure that she is not going to listen beyond 2 minutes
That is
maximum.
universal.
That is universal. So if I'm not able to communicate and give a message to the one who is living with me 24/7 within 2 minutes, then I will never be able to connect and communicate a message to a person who is a stranger for 5 minutes. Because human mind, it automatically, I may be looking at you, but I may not be listening to you. So automatically the mind will go off after 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes it goes out and comes back again. That is why always you see the professional speakers, they bring in a bit of humor, an anecdote or something lighter moment so that they will allow you to relax and come back again so that they do not lose you. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you are most welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Any other discussions we can have? Toastmaster Nagaraj, you are controlling the time, so I am at your service.
Yeah. Is there any questions from any of our members? Before that, I would like to welcome and introduce our immediate past president, Toastmaster Geeta is there. She joined a bit late. Please welcome Toastmaster Geeta. Are there any questions? Or new members?
Sir, hi, this is Rashmi here.
Yes.
I'm very, very new, in fact. So I just wanted to know, when you just said that in the speeches we can use props and other things, is there any instances where they have used props? When you say props, in what way? I mean, I didn't get a hold of that.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. I think when it comes to, you said that you are a new Toastmaster. First of all, welcome to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
And I have a history of world champion of public speaking in 1999, Toastmaster Craig Valentine. He was in his maiden year as a Toastmaster, and he went on to participate. He just completed 6 speeches in his competent communication manual, and he went on to become a world championship for public speaking. Okay. So nothing stops us from achieving our goals. It doesn't mean how many years you are in Toastmasters. Maybe you joined Toastmasters new. Public speaking may not be new to you. So crafting your speeches, delivering your speeches, creating an impact, those things may not be new for you. You are just new to Toastmasters, that's all. We are all in life since many days and many years. So those things have taught us more to us than being in Toastmasters. Okay. Toastmasters is just one platform. Okay. Number one. Number two, regarding your point about the props. The props, for example, if I'm going to say that everyone is a diamond, okay, for example, if I'm trying to bring in a small piece of artifact of a diamond, for example, to show to people, okay, so that will add a little bit of, an attention. These are all the things which are, these are all attention-seeking things, okay. So, for example, you would have seen in the previous year, 2020, when DTM Toastmaster Mike Carr was the champion, the second runner-up, the Toastmaster, she was bringing in a lot of boards, basically, cardboards. So with some posters on it, okay. She was using it as a prop. So it was actually to create an impact.
Okay.
And it is never as a substitute for the speaker or his words. It should be only complementing your message. Okay. So for example, when I'm saying that, with my goggles, if I'm talking something which about, I have received a new set of eyes after I started using a new goggle. So I can use this as a prop, for example. Okay. So for example, when I'm saying that, you should always write your speeches, pen your speeches, but with a pencil. So this is something to seek the attention of the audience. That's all. These are all tools to get the attention of the audience.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Toastmaster Nagaraj, I think if you have any more time we are left with.
No, we,
And how important is body language in humorous speech?
Okay, that's a beautiful point, sir. Actually, I think humorous speech is, I think that it is very tough for, especially they say that Asians or Indians especially, to be humorous. We are very serious people, and humor is not a very easy thing. It's a very serious thing, okay? I have been through the humorous speech contest many times, okay? And I have personally felt that body language plays a very vital role. And beyond doubt, your vocal variety and body language carries a lot of weightage, especially in humorous speeches. When you're trying to communicate, the body language is very important. Body language, I mean your face, facial gestures, the way how you smile, the way how you use your eye contact, your hand gestures, the way how you move your body to communicate a message, everything matters. Everything matters. It plays a very important point, sir.
Yeah, Srinivas, you have any question? Please go ahead.
Hello, Venkat sir. My name is Srinivas.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, after a long time, I'm listening to a session where I'm making serious notes. I really learned a lot from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There are a few questions, sir. Firstly, as all we are into online mode, are we allowed to do presentations there, or whether is it nice to do it, or just speaking is good? First question.
Okay. Can I answer now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Especially in international speech, if you ask me, there is a limitation actually. Okay, there is a limitation. Why, I will tell you. There is a limitation in terms of the number of screens you are sharing with the audience. Okay. Now, if you're going to bring in a presentation, it has to be in the same screen. For example, it should be, for example, if I'm presenting you something here, okay, then I can hold a small signboard to give a message or show a picture, okay, so that I do not distract the audience between two screens. Understand? So this is very important. And if you are going to give a presentation, I believe within those 5 to 7 minutes, it will be a challenge as well.
Yeah.
So the way how we are going to manage your presentations while delivering that important message. So in my view, if you ask me personally, I will not suggest to have a presentation in the part as a part of the international speech.
Yes.
You can bring in a signboard which can show something of value, okay, some picture or a prop or something. This is okay, because the full attention of the audience should be on you and nothing else.
Yeah. Second question was about standing. So should we stand and deliver, or even sitting and presenting is okay?
Sitting and presenting has its own limitations. What I told you, the movement, how you cannot move far and near to the camera. Okay. Also, your energy level will be different actually.
Yeah.
If you stand and deliver, your energy level will be different. Your eye contact level will be different. Okay. And also the judges sometimes they may think that if you are seated, they can see that like you are seated. Okay. So the body language part gets reduced a lot. Yeah. So they may not give you a good score on the body language part, delivery part.
Yeah. And also, sir, as we stand, the mic is very far from our mouth. So should we use a gadget which is wireless mic and all?
Yeah, you can use the gadget which can connect very well, but make sure you test your gadget 200%.
Yes.
It is charged to the full level. Okay, if you're using a Bluetooth or something, it should be fully charged. Okay, and it should not leave you in between.
Yeah.
Okay. So also, for example, what is considered is that your eye contact, for example. Now you should be able to see your camera directly.
Yeah.
So, for example, normally what they say is that you should raise it to the same level. Your camera and you should be the same level. Now I have lifted my whole table actually. Okay, so these are all the things which matters. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Because these are also obvious restrictions for you for online meeting. Your mobility, your maneuverability is very limited.
Absolutely, sir.
Now to maintain the eye contact, you have to be at the level of laptop.
Correct.
You can't be at that level while standing.
Correct. I usually build 2-3 tables on top of each other, okay, and add some cardboards or books below the laptop. So at the end of the day, every one of us, we have the same challenges, okay. It is about who is performing, not with the limitations, despite these challenges. So these challenges are all common for everyone. So with all these challenges, who is performing or delivering their best? That is the point. Okay, that's all from my side. Toastmaster Nagaraj, thanks for the opportunity. And thank you, dear leaders and champions. I'm sure that we have a world champion seated here, still to be declared. Okay, so we are
Sir,
waiting.
have you been able to locate that video which you wanted to show it us?
Yeah, how I can share in the messages I can share. I believe.
You can send the link to me, sir, over the WhatsApp. I will share it with all our members.
Okay, that will be great. Thank you, dear. Thank you. I will do that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, leaders. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, DTM Venkat, for taking out your precious time and helping us to learn and understand more about how to prepare our draft, how to practice it, how to deliver it, how to utilize our gadgets and all. You have given us enough information that I'm sure all our members are ready to prepare for International Speech Contest, which is going to happen in first week of February. And
Yeah.
thank you so much, everyone. If there is nothing else can be done, we can end the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagaraj.
Okay,
Thank you. All the
sir.
best.
Thank you so
dear.
much. Thank you so much, everyone, for
Thank
making
you
it
so
so
much.
interactive.
Thank you, President Nagaraj. It was a very lively meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure is mine, sir. Thank you. And I have shared the video links. Also, I will share the on WhatsApp with Toastmaster Nagaraj also.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you all the best, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste,
everyone.
sir.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.